Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Denali and I am a full-time reseller on websites like eBay and Poshmark. You can find me on Instagram as DUCHO Thrift, and if you are not subscribed to my channel, hit the button down below and give me a thumbs up on your way out. Okay, so today I'm here with a video where we're just gonna photograph together because why not? I don't know, I thought it would be fun. And you can see a little bit of what I do to kind of prepare items to be photographed and what I actually do when I photograph them, etc., etc. So today I'm actually just going to be working on smaller items like shoes, accessories, stuff like that. So I'm working with our smaller photo booth, and this is just the one that you can purchase on Amazon. It's like buckling right there. It's because I have too much stuff on here. We need to clean that off. Yeah, this is for sale on Amazon. Off the top of my head, I don't know how much it costs. I want to say maybe over $100 feels comfortable to tell you that, but less than 200, I'm pretty sure. But yeah. Anyways, so yeah, let's do this. Let's get into it. What do we want to talk about first? Okay, so I've turned on the booth. The lights, you don't have to worry about placing them when you set it up because they already are in the sections that they're supposed to. It's nice and bright in here. You can't see it, maybe a little bit here towards the end, but I have placed a tape measure down here. So for just kind of quick measuring items, I'll hold the item down there and take the measurement that way. The box does get a little dusty. You can close it. There's a flap here. And when you close it, you can actually take photos through that flap, and it's just going to probably take out any shadows that you might get in photographing. I don't use the flap, as you can see, and I think there's actually another hole on the top where you could like photograph down, but I don't do any of that. And then this thing collapses really easily. There's two fold marks here. As you can see, one's buckling a little bit. So you can store this pretty nicely, but you know, if you're gonna have it in your home to use semi-frequently, you probably wouldn't do that, but it does fold up really nicely and you could travel with it, I suppose. So anyways, other items that you can't see possibly over here. I apologize if you can hear this loud fan, but it's a little bit warm in here and I need a fan to keep me nice and cool. So anyways, I'll just make sure I talk nice and loud. We've got a phone over here that, oh good, it's not dead. I was worried because I hadn't had it plugged in. I forgot that I unplugged it the other day. So we've got an iPhone over here that we do photograph with, and then I have a heat gun, which if you've seen like any of my warehouse tours, you probably heard me talk about my use of heat guns. They're great for a number of different uses, and maybe you'll get to see some of those uses today. But anyways, that's over here. We do have a shipping scale, which is over here, just so that we can get the accurate weight of the item. And that's kind of it in terms of useful things. Up here, you might be like, what do you keep in these bags? So these are for maybe shoes that need their shape held while they sit still. I'm just trying to think of what that could be. Maybe a sandal or a heel that maybe buckles in on the side and you kind of need it pulled taut and open, if that makes sense. So anyways, we have that, or sometimes we'll even just keep the tissue that came in a shoe, or we'll use our own tissue and just stuff it back in there so that a sneaker or whatever it is will really hold their shape while we're photographing it. Other stuff over here that you actually can't see is maybe items like a suede brush. If the item is suede and we kind of need to work out a little spot that might be in here. I don't use this really, but I have had it. It's Tear Mender. The brand is Bish's Original. Trust the Bish is what it says. I feel like they're being cheeky there. Instant fabric and leather adhesive. I think I've only used it a couple of times. I do have a magic eraser sponge over there, which is great for getting out smudges that might be on something. I've got scissors, a lint roller. Oh, I need to replace the tape over here. I'm just seeing that now. Some numbers for our shoe boxes. So there's that. And yeah, that's kind of really the only stuff that I maybe would use. Oh, I have leather wipes. So if I have a leather item, I will use this to wipe it down, which I think I need to leather wipe at least one thing that I was maybe thinking about photographing over here. Other than that, I think that's all. So we can maybe kind of start. Another supply item that I will use is this little whiteboard. And I've thought about actually, I should do this, printing out something and then laminating it so then I can write on it and wipe away every time. But anyways, ones that are specific for the type of item that I'm doing, because the measurements that I would take on a purse as opposed to, gosh, I don't know, just some other random miscellaneous item, they might be different, right? So like I'm gonna look for the dimensions of the purse, and then maybe the strap drop, which is gonna be, the area between the tallest part of the strap and where it meets the purse, stuff like that. So anyways, right now I just kind of write it on here and do some kind of quick initials here. I'll also put where we're going to keep it. And then what else do I do? And I'll put the weight. So I actually don't know which box I'm gonna put this in, and I didn't prep that beforehand. That's never good. So I'm wondering if I could put it in, let's see. You know what? I might create a new box. I might just create a new box for this because I don't know if I have one available. Yeah, we'll probably do that. So anyways, that's that. I think I've established our ground rules today. Okay, so the first item that I want to do, I won't photograph this first, but I'm going to clean it first. And this is from, I think, a recent haul that I may have shown. And it's just this cute little leather card wallet. I don't know the brand. That's what it looks like. It could be just something that's maybe like a small seller sells. But what's fabulous is my virtual assistant is so awesome and does a lot of great research for me. So maybe they'll find out some information on this that I don't know. Otherwise, we'll just sell it as unbranded. But I do want to leather wipe it now because oftentimes, as you may or may not know, when you wipe a leather item, it will kind of change colors, and then as it dries, it will return to its original color. So here we go. You see that it's kind of this camel, tan, beige, whatever color. And then now I'm gonna start wiping it. And the color is a little bit darker there. You see it? Right, so I'm just gonna wipe it and just to clean it off, because a lot of times I feel like with leather, and I don't know this to be true, but sometimes you can't actually see if there's really stuff on here. And being that I get a lot of stuff from the outlet, a lot of stuff comes into contact with each item. And so wiping it down just feels like a safe bet. So anyways, as you can see, it's a little bit discolored there just because it's soaking in the cleaner that it has on it. And then I'll just set this off to the side. I was gonna say maybe I'll put it near the fan because it'll probably dry a lot cooler or faster. So yeah, we'll set that over there, which is close to my fan. And what item do I want to do first? Maybe I'll do something that I showed in a video recently, which would be this Vince Camuto purse that I picked up from the bins. Gosh, this is also leather. I could probably wipe this one down as well. Let me do this one real quick. This one, I don't know that I'll let probably sit and dry. Just because of the color of the bag, you're not gonna really be able to tell since it's black that, that it's got something on it and that it's drying. And so anyways, it's just this pebbled black leather on the outside. And this came in one of those FabFitFun boxes. So this purse, I don't know that I'll get a ton for it. To be honest, I didn't look up comps. I just had this bag at one point and I really liked it myself. So I thought, you know what, maybe somebody else will like it. Do these straps real quick. Just give it a good wipe here. Do you guys use these leather wipes or any type of leather wipe? Leather conditioning wipes. I have other types of leather cleaners that I use, but I like those. One other thing, I'm like, where's my, I like to keep baby wipes because for my own hands, if something gets a little funky or greasy, I just like to dry my fingers off quickly without having to run over to the sink every 10 seconds. So anyways, I'm going to lay this flat to photograph. You could stand it up if that's your preference. I do have a purse stand somewhere. I'm not going to use that. And then I've got my phone. So I'm gonna lay this flat got my phone, open it up, and I'm going to open up the camera. Where is it? There is that. And I like to wipe off the outer lens here because you never know. Sometimes you wipe it off and you're like, whoa, it was a little dirtier than we thought it was. And then I photograph everything in square mode. So I'll just hit the square button. And this is an older phone, so like the newer styles don't have that square button. You have to like, you have to just change the dimensions of it. So when I photograph, you may or may not have seen me tap the item, and then I dragged it up a little bit, and that was to adjust the brightness of the item and just get a little bit of a cleaner, crisper white background. And so here's my photo. That's it. It's not anything special. For me, I'm just trying to get across what the item is. And so I'm gonna flip it over and I'm gonna do the same thing on the back. And oops. Sometimes it can be tricky photographing black items because you wanna make sure you kind of tap in the right area of the screen so that you that the item kind of doesn't turn gray. And then I'm gonna do a close-up here. I'm getting closer to my item here because it says Vince Camuto on the outside. So I'm gonna photograph that. And then I'm going to do a photo. I'm gonna hold open the bag at the top and take a photo showing the inside so that they can see the condition of the inside of the bag. So I'm gonna keep my arm here to kind of stabilize it. So that's all it is. It's not anything fancy. I wish I could, you know, tell you my process was fancier than it is. And I would show maybe the inside tag here that says probably that it was 100% leather, but it looks like they cut it out. Yeah, I think so. Oh wait, here we go. Oh, it just says name China. Yeah, I don't think we need to include that. So anyways, that's that. Those are the photos that I'm going to take because there aren't really any flaws to the bag, so I don't feel that I need to really point anything out in that way. And then I'm going to take the bag here and do the dimensions of it. Oh wait, maybe is that a flaw? Like, is it a flaw or does it just need like a leather wipe on it? Because sometimes the leather items just, yeah, it just needed a little bit of a leather wipe. It would just was kind of dusty looking. Anyways, okay, I'm going to measure it. So it's 17 inches across on the bottom and 11.5 inches. My camera just cut out. So anyways, I'll roughly pick up from where I left off. I did do the measurements on my item here. So I just put the 17 inches, the 11.5 inches, and then it was like a 9-inch strap drop. So that I include on this little, look at that, how fun. This little whiteboard that I got from the Dollar Tree. So it was $1, or now it's $1.25 or whatever the case is. I do put on here where I'm gonna store it. So that would be your SKU. And then I measured it on my digital scale over here and I put the weight. And just keep in mind that if it is an item that's going to require extra packaging, if it's fragile and you're gonna have to do bubble wrap or other sort of things that are going to weigh it down, take that weight into account when you're putting that on here, because for me, this item was like 14 ounces. I rounded up to 15 ounces, but if it was going to require extra materials and put me over a pound, then that's going to change the price of the shipping, and that would be significant. So if you're charging for shipping, you would want to make sure that's correct. Obviously, that's going to be on eBay and not on Poshmark. But anyways, I guess Poshmark for the 5-pound rule. So there we have that one item done. I set it over there, and then I'll put everything into inventory when I'm finished. I'm not gonna make you sit through that right now. What item do I wanna do next? Okay, I was searching through some liquidation boxes over here recently and found that I had, these Hue brand, the brand Hue tights, and I wonder if they're the same size. They might be. I think they're the same color as well. So I'm like, do I lot them up or do I just do a quantity listing where I say that I have 2? Because I think they're both the same size, which is size 3. Opaque, power, something. I think, yeah, they're both mahogany, size 3. kind of want to sell them as a lot just because on their own, they're $15 each, or they sell for 2 for $24. So I kind of feel like I just want to do the 2 for $24. Well, I just want to sell the 2 because they like selling them as 2. And if they find that to be successful, then gosh, it probably could work for me. So I'm just going to set these in here and pop open my camera again, put it into my, or make sure it's still in square mode. And for this one, because the item has its own white background here, I may actually run this one through Photo Room. So I'm actually just gonna open up Photo Room now. So I do use Photo Room, even though I have the photo booth. If you want your photos to look a certain way, it's going to still be helpful. So when I open up Photo Room, I do have the Pro version. They do have a version that's free, but I pay for the Pro version because I like it and I like some of the backgrounds that you can get with the Pro version. But anyways, I will click Start from Photo, and I'm actually just going to take the photo in Photo Room's camera. So here we go. I'm going to take a photo here of said item, and then it just starts automatically removing the background for me. And it's saying like, okay, does that look good? Is that the cutout of your item? I'm going to hit confirm. And then the backgrounds that I like to use are, I think the one, it's like a white one. It's under the professional photography and has like a little bit of a shadow to it. I think just kind of gives the item more of a 3D look, if I'm saying that correctly. It always loads super slow. You know what? Sometimes it's the Wi-Fi connection I'm on because, yeah, I'm going to change it over to our regular Wi-Fi because I have it on our extender, which the extender helps in different parts of the warehouse, but not here. Okay, so anyway, it's starting to pull up a few different options here. They have different colors of backgrounds if you want to go with those. I like to do this one that says Pro here, and there's a couple others as well. And then I do like to resize the item. Okay, I'm trying to tap on the item. And I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. I realize this is like not the best way for you to see this, but it's the way. I don't want it to go off the edges. And then let me just make sure it's centered, and it will tell you center. And then am I centered up and down? Where is it? There we go. So it's fully centered there. And again, it's kind of hard for you to see, but there is like a little bit. Did my phone cut out again? Yes, it did. And it's because it went on strike because my storage was too full on my phone. I don't blame it. So I went through and deleted a bunch of stuff. I think we should be good now. But anyways, I didn't get too far because I noticed it this time. But I centered my item. I feel like it looks good. And then I'm just going to hit like the save photo button, and I'm going to save to my camera roll. And I suppose I could just stay in Photo Room and continue to photograph from here. It's not really a big deal. I don't know why it would matter either way. And I may just do that. So anyways, now I'm going to photograph the back of the item, and let's see. I'm just gonna go back, start from photo, go into my camera. I'm going to photograph the back of the item now. As you can see, it's scanning to remove my background. And it's like, is this your item? Confirm. You could edit the cutout if you found that it wasn't correct. So anyways, I'm just gonna select my professional setting again, and I'm gonna make it a little bit larger just because I don't wanna leave too much dead space like at the top or the sides. Okay, so there it is. It's centered, looks good. I'm going to hit save. And other than that, that's kind of all the photos that I feel like I need to really take of the item. So now I'm going to weigh the item because I don't need to really take any measurements. So I'm going to weigh the item. Okay. And I don't need any of the details regarding the length or height or any of that stuff. And I'm just going to say, so I'm just going to delete all that so I don't make it confusing. Yeah, I'm just going to put in the weight here. And then I actually just photograph a picture of the whiteboard next to the item, and that's how I communicate the information. So I don't put it in like another notebook or anything like that. It's just in the camera roll. So I'm not going to use Photo Room for that. So I'll just go back to my regular photos. So I just double tap, go into the other app that I need, and we'll put that there. Actually, maybe I'll do it with both of them. Yeah, just so that my virtual assistant knows that it's going to be for the 2 items. Okay, those are done. My phone, it was really full. It was like, there was like 0.6 gigabyte or megabyte or whatever bytes it was. There was only 0.6. Okay, let's do something that's not clothing or accessory related. This is just like a hard goods item. And this is something that I think somebody got my son and he like never ever used it. And so anyways, I will bring stuff into the warehouse because, you know, I still sell stuff from around my own home. I'm very much still the same reseller who's just selling items that they have. So anyways, I will photograph this item. This one's pretty easy because it's new and sealed in box. I'm gonna sit it upright, which you can kind of see in here, as opposed to going top down. And that's just because of the glare from the lights above. I think it'll look nicer like this. And then again, I'm just using photo room. Oh, I thought I was. I was waiting for it to do the cutout thing. Okay, let's try that again. I'm just using photo room, and there's that. It's gonna do the little cutout thing. And you get really fast at this when you've used, you know, whatever photographing, editing program that you choose to use. And there's a ton out there. This is like not the only one. It's one that I think a lot of people do use, but you absolutely can use whatever you like or just have your own settings. Okay, here, I think that's good. Save. And I'm gonna get a picture of the side just to kind of communicate to the buyer that it is sealed, or just to show them that it's sealed, even though like I will say that in the listing. It's just nice, I think, to visually have a photo of it as well. Confirm. I know that you can also just take a bunch of photographs and just do a huge batch and put them in there, which is totally great, and that works too. Sometimes when I do the large batches on my phone, this phone specifically, it just takes a while. So I'm just choosing right now in this moment to do it this way. But there's lots of different ways to use photo room, which is really great. And the batch one is awesome. That's, you know, that's probably a me issue and not like a overall user issue. So don't take that as a deterrent. Okay, so save, we'll save, and then I'm gonna weigh it. And what'd that say? Like, how many ounces was that? And this one, I could also put the dimensions because it is a box. Oh gosh, I grabbed the wrong pen. Okay, do they make a clicking dry erase marker? Let me know if you know, because I feel like that would be so smart to do that if they don't have one. The only thing is, I would be nervous that I wouldn't use it often enough and it would still get dried out anyways. Do you have that thought? Maybe that's just me. Okay, what do I want to list next? I'm just like looking into my magical box of things. You know what? I want to do this item. Excuse me. This is from a haul recently. This little wool felt purse, boiled wool. So a couple of people commented and said it's wool. Yes, you're right. Thank you so much for letting me know. Somebody said boiled wool. Yeah, probably. That sounds all great. Isn't this so fun? I love it. Anyways, I'm making myself not keep it, even though it's just so cute. But anyway, okay, put it down. So I'm just gonna set that in here, and I'm like, how do I want to photograph it? I think I'll go like, do I want to have it the long way like this? Or maybe I will. Because if I'm going to run it through photo room anyways, I think I can get a really nice photo from this. So let's give it a shot. Let's see what I can do. Okay. Because it won't really matter that I'm capturing anything off the side of the photo box, because it's going to erase everything. Like my sneakers. So there we go. So then we ran it through there. Confirm. And then just go to that professional one that I like to use, and we'll make it a little bit larger because it kind of resizes it a little bit funky. it makes it smaller essentially. So that's why I like to resize it, because again, I want to take up all the space. Yeah, I think that looks cute. So anyways, we'll go with that. Save. And then also, just because this is such a unique item, I will also do just like another close-up shot of the actual purse. And we'll go like that. Hold on, I'm just getting it to focus. And you can tap around on the item again, just playing with the light, if that's helpful for you. Okay, scan, 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 scan. Let me know what programs you guys use. I think there's another one. I don't know if people still use it, but I feel like when I first started reselling, people were using something called like Pick Tap Go. And I tried using it, and yeah, I just felt like I never kind of quite got the hang of it in the way that I probably, or that a lot of other people that I saw benefited from it. So, but I know a lot of people liked it. So I'm sure it was really great. I just, sometimes, a lot of times for me, it's just user error. And I squirrel out real quickly, which meaning is just like, blip, and I'm on to something else. And so my attention span is not where I would like it to be always. Are you that way? Yeah. You probably maybe are. I don't know. Okay. And just adjusting this one. Save. And then I'm also going to do a photo of the inside. And there's no identifiers in here of brand. Like, let me just make sure I'm quoting myself appropriately. And then I do just try and keep my hands out of photos in general. I don't get my nails done. I do probably have, you know, hang nails or unevenly cut nails. I also shop at the bins, and so they're just not, it's just not cute nails. And so, yeah, I don't photograph my nails in them. If I do have to show my hand, I'll show the back of my hand to just point at something like this. I've seen other people use Barbie hands. It'll be like a Barbie hand pointing at something. I love that. If you can be creative and fun with it, I think that's so fun. You can absolutely do whatever you want and show your fingernails. Go for it. This is just my preference. So anyways, I'll try and use the back of a finger, and if I'm pointing out a flaw. Oh, I think I've seen people use like a little stick, or anyway, you can use whatever you want. So when I'm holding open the inside of the bag, because this one, it's going to be a little bit harder to do that without capturing my fingers in it. I'll probably hold it from the side and try and open it like this, like a little sandwich. And I don't know, my hand may or may not get in the photo. We'll see what happens here. Camera. I think I can do it. Okay. Yeah, I think I did it. So it's cut off a little on the side, but you do get to see inside the handbag, which ultimately is the goal here. So there's, yeah, that's what I was looking for. We're gonna hit save on that one. And then I'm just gonna take kind of the dimensions of it. So it is a circle all around. So I'm probably just gonna say what it measures across, because what it is across is what it is. Yeah, it's gotta be like what, circumference or something like that. Listen, it is, I'm not in school right now. It's been a little while since I've been in school. Math, not my strongest subject. Okay? I did one year, I did really good. Not really good, but like I did good in math. What math was that? I want to say it was Algebra 2, which was so exciting because when you're somebody who's never been good at math, now this is just a tangent. If you're someone who's never been great at math, and then you get a really great teacher, because let's be honest, sometimes it's just about having a really great teacher. It feels not, if you feel like, hey, maybe it's not the teacher, but it's not that I can't do math, you know, because oftentimes we say that I'm not good at math, right? Or I'm not good at this, but maybe you are good at it, but you just haven't been given the right opportunity or situation to kind of excel at something. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense to somebody out there. And so anyways, I finally got my year where I got to be good at math, and that felt really fun. And shout out to that teacher, who I'm not going to say their name. but I am friends with on Facebook. Okay. So I just put all the information on there, how much it weighs. I put in the strap drop. So again, that strap drop is going to be from the top here to here where the purse meets. And it is, people just like to know, because right, if you've got a crossbody, or even if it's a shorter strap, these little balls are turning. Maybe people want to know, because if it's gonna fit underneath their arm, you know, depending on the width of their arm, that might be something that they're concerned about and they want to know. Okay, let's go on to another item. I just kind of feel like I'm showing you a little bit of everything. So this is a vintage thermos, and if you're my age, this is how you know if you're my age. If you're my age, you may have had one, or you sat next to somebody at the lunch table who may have had one of these. So anyways, this one is for Captain Planet, and I'm not sure what year this one came out, and to be honest, I don't know what year they stopped making these, so this is going to be probably plus or minus 5 years from my age. So it could probably go down 5 years, and then probably could also go up 5 years. It's in pretty good condition, given that it's 30 years old or more, 40, 30, 40, whatever. But anyway, yeah. And again, when my virtual assistant creates the listing, oh, here we go. It does say the year on here. I'll tell you in a second. When my virtual assistant creates a listing, obviously, I was gonna say she can find out the year and all that information. And obviously, given the cartoon, we could probably figure that out pretty quickly. I was just wiping off this spot to see if it would come off. And so anyways, it does say, so a lot of times I've found that items from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s that are kids items will come with a date on that. So this one says 1990. So it was about that plus or minus 5 that I did tell you guys about. The inside's really clean and good condition. The top of the thermostat is in pretty good condition. There's not really any bite marks, which, you know, some kids, maybe I was a biter. I'm not going to say one way or the other, but there's no bite marks there, which is good. And that was loud. And it still threads really nicely. And does this thread? Yes. So it all threads really good. So anyways, we're going to photograph that, and I will list and sell it wherever someone will buy it. And wherever they will buy it could be eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, etc., etc. So I'm going to take just a couple of photos of the outside to really show the condition and what someone can expect. I'm going to take one from the top down on the item. Then I'll take one with the lid off, just showing the item like this, so they can kind of see the inside of the cup and then the top of the lid. Then I'm going to take one and put the little lip straw spout part up so they can see the spout. Then I'm going to go in on the spout and show a close-up of the condition of the spout. Then I'm going to take the lid off, and I'm going to show all the pieces kind of lined up here together, and this will be kind of a top-down photo so that they can see the innards, for lack of a better term. And then I will screw that back on there, screw this back on there, and then I'm going to show the bottom so you can see the brand, which, now that I said that, I'm also going to take a close-up of the date and anything else that is relevant to the listing, because this will be helpful. And then I think just need to make sure I captured that Captain Planet part that was in the front. Yes, I did. Okay, cool. Because that is also going to be helpful for my virtual assistant when they create the listing. So I'm going to weigh that there and get our little whiteboard again and put in the ounces. I'm just rounding up on my ounces a little bit because we'll probably bubble wrap that, and that's going to add maybe about an ounce. Not a lot, right? But worth putting. And then I'm also going to just say the height of the item, so that in case someone is curious how much room it's going to take up in someone's lunch bag, now they will know. Okay, I am not storing this in the best spot right here, but we will find all of it. I feel good about that. Okay, what else do I want to show? I have lots of little items in here. Oh, what are these? Oh no, I don't want to do those. But I have another pair of sunglasses. Let me show you. Okay, so I have these sunglasses here, and I don't know the brand, but I thought they were really cute. And I do sell unbranded sunglasses, as in I list them and they sell. So I actually have these pre-moistened lens wipes, and I bought a big box of them on Amazon, and I've yet to actually use them. Using the folded wipe, unfold the wipe and clean the lens with a circular movement until it's dry. So I thought these would be kind of useful. And let's see. Let's clean the lens. Ooh, wow. The scent on this one is really strong. Okay. Oh, this is a lot more chemically than I was hoping for. And I actually have a pretty bad sense of smell. And so when I smell something, I'm always like, oh no, this is probably really bad for a lot of people, because it takes a lot for me to be able to smell something, like a lot. So anyways, okay, I've either gotten used to it or it's subsided, but golly, that was a bit. Okay, so there's really just kind of a lot of, you know, caked up dust and dirt that was at the top and the bottom part of the lens here. And then I'm trying to see, I don't know, these could be like lightly scratched, but which is not great, but let's see. Let me continue to wipe it down in here. What would be nice is if I had like a little toothpick so I could really kind of get into some of these spots. Do they have anything, question for you guys, that could fill in scratches? I'm like, does that even make sense? You know, in the way that some leather cleaners kind of can fill in and make a spot better. Does that make sense what I'm saying? It might not, and that's okay. But that, I guess that's what I'm wondering is there a product where you could restore the scratch in a lens? You know, it might just be the case that you just get a lens replaced, which is okay too, or you just buy new sunglasses. And obviously these, I don't know the brand on these, so they're probably not super expensive lenses. But you never know, man. Sometimes I've gotten random sunglasses from the bins and they end up being worth money. I just didn't realize what the brand was. See, these are kind of cute. You know what? I was like, I could keep them for me. I don't know. I'll list them. Let's see what happens. They're super fun. So there is like a teensy bit of information here on the inside. It just says KS1583 Taiwan. And then that's it. Oh, there's something sticky here. Let me wipe this off. So this is why I keep the baby wipes over here, to just really wipe items down if they just need a little bit of cleaning like that. Yeah. Okay, so let's do it. Let's just photograph these. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to need to use photo room, because I think I'm actually able to catch the lighting on these sunglasses by just adjusting the, oh, let me get rid of that, that's in the way. By adjusting and playing with the brightness here, which only takes me like a second. Turn them this way. So I like to photograph them head on and then from each side, so that your buyer can see the you know, each side of it. Like, does that make sense? Then I like to take a photo from the back. Then I'm going to take a photo of these markings that are here that say the KS whatever. So let me see if I can get that. Doing it one-handed. And then I'll do a little close-up on the lenses, just to show that there's light wear on the lenses. It's really hard to do this with just me and not something else holding it. Okay, let me see how that photo turned out. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think it kind of captured, let me do the other one too. hard because there's the glare of all different lights. So you kind of have to turn until you find the right angle. Tell me if you guys know what I'm talking about. There we go. Okay. So we will weigh those, and these are definitely going to get bubble wrap. They don't weigh a lot in general, but the bubble wrap will add a little bit of weight to them. So I'm going to just probably see. Yeah. And actually, I might bubble wrap them here while we're hanging out, but I don't know if I have any tape. I don't want to make a lot of loud noise with the tape with you, but I do have some like bubble insert thingies. Here it is. I'm going to drop this in here, but this is not for me like a good enough amount of bubble wrap. I'm probably going to want a lot more than this, but we're just going to use this for this moment. And I will add some more after we're done talking because I want to like tape it up and secure it and make sure that the item is kept nicely. Okay, here, I'm just really showing you a bunch of everything. So the next item let's do, it's going to be like an intimates piece, and this is a bra. This is the brand Ilomi, and this is a 38G, which is a good size, I think. What I've learned is the smaller the band size, the larger the cup. I guess those are more desirable, is what I've heard. Tell me if you know that to be true. I have had some that have sold really well. So I do feel like it's true, but maybe your experience is different than that. And I don't know why they do. Is it just like those ones aren't sold in stores? Or not that they're not sold in stores, but are they just harder to come by? I guess is my question. Do they sell out quicker? Okay, so I am running this through Photo Room just because of the coloring of the bra and then the tag off to the side. I just want to make sure that I get a nice shot. I'm going to kind of turn it a little bit too, because I kind of like it a little bit at an angle. And this side is a little bit close on the edges. And also I'm going to add a little more shadow to it. Yeah, I mostly like it. Let me tap away, hit done. I think that looks good. Okay, we're gonna hit save, and I saved it. Look, we're still recording. Oh my gosh, it finally worked. That's so funny. I was just like, why does it keep stopping recording? Okay, then I'm going to, let me make sure I save that. I hit save, yes. We're going to do the back side of it. And why did I do that? Okay. Going to go to camera, take a photo, and correct, that looks good. Professional photo. I do like selling intimates and bras. I do find that they sell well. Save, because, you know, bra sizes, I feel like for women, you know, it always changes. Maybe you're one size at one time, another size at another time. You need all sorts of different bras for different types of activities in your life. I'm just taking some tag photos right now. And so anyways, that's why I feel like it's a good buy, because you have to always be buying new ones, right? It's like underwear. Okay. And we're gonna photograph that. Okay. And the photograph that I take at the end where I'm showing the ounces of how much the item is gonna weigh, that doesn't go in the photos. The customer will never see that. That's just purely an informational photo. So yeah. This one, I think I showed you guys. I'm just, the camera cut out so many times that I don't know what I showed you and what I didn't, but this was the little item that I think I showed you at the beginning that I leather wiped, and yeah, it's all dry. So I figured let's just photograph that now. And I think I can just photograph this not in Photo Room, and it's gonna look really good. I'll just play with the brightness a little bit here because there's a little bit of a shadow, and I also don't want to lose the coloring of it because the shadow kind of comes from me standing over it, so that's part of the problem. That's where the flap that comes down here can be nice, because then you eliminate that I don't know if I've tried it. Maybe I have, and clearly it's not my preference if I have. Okay, this one's gonna be kind of difficult to, again, show the inside without showing my hand too much. So, I'm like, how do I do this? There we go. All right, I got a nice photo. I'm gonna take the measurements of this. This is 4.5, 3 by 4.5. And sometimes with items, I already know how much it's gonna weigh. I'm not even gonna change what it is on this board here because I'm pretty sure, yeah, okay, I thought it was gonna be 3 ounces. It's 2 ounces. I'm gonna leave it as 3 ounces because I don't really think there's gonna be much of a price difference on that. So yeah, that's what my photographing process kind of looks like. I know I didn't do too many with you and it doesn't generally take me this long, but obviously with the stop and go of my camera and then obviously wanting to explain my process to you guys, you know, a little bit slower. But I actually like really need to hunker down and start doing a bunch of photographs. So that unfortunately means that I need to just stop. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, let me know and I can do this again. You know, we can photograph again together if you like. I can photograph in my larger photo booth and do clothing sometime as well. I just thought it would be fun to start off with this because I had a bunch of accessories that I need to photograph. So anyways, long story short, thanks again for hanging out. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.